Hey, welcome back. Get comfortable. Grab your blanket, your pillow, whatever you need. Sink into your bed or your couch or wherever you are right now. Let your body get heavy. Let your muscles relax one by one, starting with your forehead. Let it smooth out your jaw. Let it go slack your shoulders. Drop them, your hands. Unclench them. Good. Tonight, we are doing something special. We are going to work through 100 math questions together. Just you and me. Eyes closed. No paper, no pencil, just your mind. Working quietly, in the dark. I will read each question slowly, give you a moment to think, and then whisper the answer. If you get it right, nice. If you do not, that is fine too. This is not a test. There is no grade. No one is watching. This is just thinking, quiet thinking, calm thinking. The kind of thinking that is actually good for your brain before sleep. Now, before we start, let me walk you through what we are going to cover tonight. Just so your brain knows what is coming. First, we will start with some basic arithmetic, warm-ups, things like, what is 13 times 7? Simple multiplication, addition, subtraction, getting the gears turning nice and slow. Then we will move into fractions. Imagine a pizza cut into 8 slices. You eat 3. What fraction is left? After that, percentages. If a jacket costs $80 and it is 25% off, what do you pay? That kind of thing. Then we will do some algebra. Solving for x, finding the missing number. Like a detective. Like 2x plus 6 equals 20. What is x? We will find it together. Next, geometry. Triangles, circles, rectangles. Areas and perimeters. Volumes. Picture a rectangle that is 5 wide and 12 long. What is its area? We will work through it. We will do some work with angles and triangles. If 2 angles of a triangle are 50 and 60, what is the third? Then some powers and roots. What is the square root of 196? What is 2 to the 8th power? A bit of trigonometry. Nothing too wild. Sine, cosine, tangent. If you know the sides, you can find the angle. And we will finish with some sequences and patterns. Number puzzles. What comes next in the pattern? That sort of thing. 100 questions. 1 hour. Eyes closed. No peeking. If your eyes are open right now, close them. Seriously, close them. Let the screen go dark. Let the room go dark. There is nothing you need to see. Just listen. And here is the deal. I am going to read each question slowly. Then I am going to give you a few seconds of silence to think. And then I will whisper the answer. Do not worry about keeping score. Do not worry about getting them all right. This is not school. This is just your brain doing gentle reps in the dark. Ready? Okay. Breathe in, hold it, and let it go. Here we go. We are starting with arithmetic. Just numbers. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. warming up. Question 1. Nice and easy. What is 17 plus 28? Just add them together in your head. 17 plus 28. Take your time. The answer is 45. Question 2. What is 63 minus 37? 63. Take away 37. 26. Question 3. What is 12 times 8? 12 times 8. 96. Question 4. What is 144 divided by 12? 144. Split into 12 equal groups. 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Question 5. What is 25 times 25? 25 times itself. 625. A nice, perfect square. Question 6. What is 900 minus 367? A big subtraction. 900 minus 367. Work through it slowly. Start with the hundreds if you like. 900 minus 300 is 600. Then take away 67 more. 600 minus 67. 533. Question 7. What is 15 times 13? 15 times 13. 195. You can think of it as 15 times 10, which is 150, plus 15 times 3, which is 45. 150 plus 45. 195. Question 8. What is 456 plus 278? Take it step by step. Hundreds first, if you like. 734. Question 9. What is 2,000 divided by 8? 2,000. Split into 8. 250. Question 10. What is 11 times 11 times 11? 11 cubed. 11 times 11 times 11. Take it in 2 steps. 1,331. 11 squared is 121. Times 11 is 1,331. Cubing numbers. They get big fast. We are 1/10 of the way there. 10 questions done. 90 to go. You are doing beautifully. Keep those eyes closed. Question 11. What is 321 minus 154? 167. Question 12. What is 77 plus 88 plus 99? 264. You can pair them. 77 plus 99 is 176. Plus 88 is 264. Question 13. What is 16 times 25? 400. 16 quarters make $4. 16 times 25 is 400. Question 14. What is 1001 minus 999? 2. That one was a little gift. You are welcome. Question 15. What is 36 times 11? 396. A nice trick with 11. 3 then 3 plus 6 then 6. 3, 9, 6. 396. 15 down. You are doing so well. Just breathe for a second. In and out. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. You are safe here. It is just math. Quiet math. Okay, let us shift to fractions. These are the ones that sound scary, but really are not. Just pieces of a whole. Imagine cutting something into equal parts. That is all a fraction is. A piece of something, a slice, a portion. Nothing to be afraid of. Question 16. Imagine a pie cut into 6 equal slices. You eat 2 slices. What fraction of the pie is left? 4/6, which simplifies to 2/3. 2/3 of the pie remains. Question 17. What is 1/2 plus 1/4? 3/4. 1/2 is the same as 2/4. 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. Question 18. What is 3/5 minus 1/10? 1/2. 3/5 is 6/10. 6/10 minus 1/10 is 5/10, which is 1/2. Question 19. What is 2/3 times 3/4? 1/2. 2 times 3 is 6 on top. 3 times 4 is 12 on the bottom. 6/12 simplifies to 1/2. Question 20. What is 7/8 minus 3/8? 4/8, which is 1/2. When the denominators match, you just subtract the tops. Question 21. What is 5/6 divided by 2/3? 1 and 1/4. To divide fractions, you flip the second one and multiply. 5/6 times 3/2, 15/12. That simplifies to 5/4, which is 1 and 1/4. Question 22. What is 1/3 plus 1/6 plus 1/12? 7/12. 1/3 is 4/12. 1/6 is 2/12. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. 7/12. Question 23. Imagine a glass of water that is 3/4 full. You drink 1/3 of what is in the glass. Not 1/3 of the whole glass. 1/3 of the water that is in it. What fraction of the full glass is left? 1/2. 1/3 of 3/4 is 1/4. That is how much you drank. 3/4 minus 1/4 is 2/4, which simplifies to 1/2. The glass is now half full or half empty, depending on how you look at life. Question 24. What is 4 and 1/2 minus 2 and 3/4? 1 and 3/4. 4 and 1/2 is 4 and 2/4. Borrow 1 from the 4 to get 3 and 6/4. Minus 2 and 3/4 is 1 and 3/4. Question 25. What is 2/5 of 50? 20. 2/5 of 50. 50 divided by 5 is 10. Times 2 is 20. Question 26. Which is bigger, 3/7 or 5/12? 3/7 is bigger by a tiny bit. 3/7 is 36/84. 5/12 is 35/84. 3/7 wins. Question 27. What is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4? 4/4 make a whole. Simple and beautiful. Question 28. A recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of flour. You want to make 1.5 times the recipe. How much flour do you need? 1 cup. 2/3 times 3/2, 6/6, which is 1 whole cup. Baking and math, they are basically the same thing. Nice. You just handled 13 fraction questions. That is more fractions than most people do in a year. Take a breath. You are almost 1/3 of the way through. Now, percentages. Percent just means per 100. Out of 100. If someone says 20%, they mean 20 out of 100. That is it. It is just a fraction with 100 on the bottom, wearing a fancy outfit. Let us go. Question 29. What is 10% of 250? 25. 10% is just moving the decimal one place. Easy. Question 30. A shirt costs $60. It is on sale for 30% off. How much do you pay? $42. 30% of 60 is 18. 60 minus 18 is 42. Question 31. You scored 72 out of 90 on a test. What is your percentage? 80%. 72 divided by 90. 8/9, which is approximately 80%. Question 32. What is 25% of 400? 100. 25% is 1/4. 1/4 of 400 is 100. Question 33. A town has a population of 10,000. It grows by 5%. What is the new population? 10,500. 5% of 10,000 is 500. Add it on. Question 34. You leave a 15% tip on a meal that costs $40. How much is the tip? Here is a trick for tipping. Find 10% first, then work from there. $6. 10% of 40 is $4. 5% is half of that, $2. 4 plus 2 is 6. So you leave $6. Your server appreciates you. Question 35. What is 50% of 50% of 100? 25. 50% of 100 is 50. 50% of 50 is 25. Question 36. A pair of shoes was $120. After a sale, they are now $90. What was the percentage discount? 25%. The discount was $30. 30 out of 120. 1/4. 25%. Question 37. If you invest $1,000 at 10% interest per year, how much do you have after 1 year? $1,100. 10% of 1,000 is 100. Add it on. Question 38. What is 75% of 80? 60. 75% is 3/4. 3/4 of 80. 80 divided by 4 is 20. Times 3 is 60. Question 39. A laptop costs $800. Tax is 6%. What is the total? $848. 6% of 800 is 48. 800 plus 48. Question 40. You eat 2 slices of a pizza that has 8 slices. What percentage of the pizza did you eat? 25%. 2 out of 8 is 1/4. 1/4 is 25%. You can picture it, right? 40 down. 60 to go. You are crushing this. Breathe in, nice and deep. Hold it for a second and let it all out. Feel that. That is your brain relaxing into the rhythm. It knows what to do now. All right, algebra. This is where we look for mystery numbers. There is a number hiding behind a letter, and our job is to find it. Think of yourself as a detective, a very sleepy detective, with a blanket. Question 41. Solve for x plus 14 equals 30. X equals 16. 30 minus 14 is 16. Question 42. Solve for x3, x equals 27. X equals 9. 27 divided by 3. Question 43. Solve for x2, x plus 7 equals 19. X equals 6. Subtract 7 from both sides. 2x equals 12. Divide by 2. X equals 6. Question 44. Solve for x5, x minus 3 equals 22. X equals 5. Add 3 to both sides. 5x equals 25. Divide by 5. X is 5. Question 45. Solve for xx divided by 4 equals 9. X equals 36. Multiply both sides by 4. Question 46. Solve for x7x plus 2 equals 7x plus 5. There is no solution. If you subtract 7x from both sides, you get 2 equals 5. That is never true. No value of x works. This equation has no solution. Question 47. Solve for x negative 3x equals 15. X equals negative 5. 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5. Question 48. If x plus y equals 10 and x minus y equals 4, what are x and y? X equals 7 and y equals 3. Add the two equations. 2x equals 14. X is 7. Then y is 3. That is called a system of equations. 2 equations, 2 unknowns, 1 clean answer. Satisfying. Take a breath. You are doing great. Halfway through the algebra. Almost halfway through the whole thing. Let your shoulders relax. Unclench your hands. Good. Question 49. Solve for xx squared equals 49. X equals 7 or negative 7. Both 7 times 7 and negative 7 times negative 7 give you 49. Question 50. Solve for x2x plus 3 equals x plus 10. X equals 7. Subtract x from both sides. X plus 3 equals 10. Subtract 3. X is 7. Question 51. What two numbers add up to 12 and multiply to 35? 5 and 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. 5 times 7 is 35. Question 52. Solve for x 4 times the quantity x minus 2 equals 20. X equals 7. Divide both sides by 4. X minus 2 equals 5. Add 2. X equals 7. Question 53. Solve for x squared minus 9 equals 0. X equals 3 or negative 3. X squared equals 9. Square root of 9 is 3. But negative 3 works too. Question 54. If 3 apples cost $2.25, how much do 8 apples cost? $6. Each apple is 75 cents. 8 times 75 cents is $6. Question 55. Solve for x half of x plus 5 equals 11. X equals 12. Subtract 5 from both sides. Half of x equals 6. Multiply by 2. X equals 12. C. Peel back the layers, one step at a time. Okay, 55 done. You are over halfway, more than halfway. Let that sink in. You have answered 55 math questions with your eyes closed. That is genuinely impressive. Most people never do that in their entire lives. Now, geometry. This is where math becomes visual. Shapes, spaces, angles, lines. Even with your eyes closed, I want you to picture these. Build them in your mind. See the shapes floating in the darkness behind your eyelids. A triangle, a circle, a rectangle. They are all there waiting. Question 56. What is the area of a rectangle that is 8 units wide and 15 units long? 120 square units. Length times width. 15 times 8. Question 57. What is the perimeter of a square with side length 9? 36. 4 sides, each is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Question 58. A triangle has angles of 40 degrees and 70 degrees. What is the third angle? 70 degrees. All three add up to 180. 40 plus 70 is 110. 180 minus 110 is 70. Question 59. What is the area of a triangle with a base of 10 and a height of 6? 30. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. 1/2 times 10 times 6. 30. Question 60. What is the circumference of a circle with a radius of 7? The circumference is the distance all the way around. If you walked along the edge of this circle, how far would you go? Approximately 43.98. 2 times pi times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times pi is about 44. So you would walk about 44 units around the edge of this circle. Not bad for a morning stroll. Question 61. What is the area of a circle with a radius of 5? Approximately 78.54. Pi times 5 squared. 25 pi. Question 62. A right triangle has legs of length 6 and 8. What is the hypotenuse? 10. 6 squared is 36. 8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. Square root of 100 is 10. Question 63. What is the volume of a cube with side length 4? 64. Side cubed. 4 times 4 times 4. 64 cubic units. That is how much space is inside the cube. Enough to fill with 64 tiny 1-unit blocks. Breathe, you are doing so well. Just let the shapes float. Triangles, circles, cubes, they are all friends. They all have rules, and the rules are simple once you know them. Question 64. A rectangle has a perimeter of 30 and a width of 5. What is the length? 10. Perimeter is 2 lengths plus 2 widths. 30 equals 2 lengths plus 10. 2 lengths equals 20. Length is 10. Question 65. How many degrees are in the interior angles of a hexagon? A hexagon has 6 sides. Picture a stop sign. Actually, a stop sign is an octagon. A hexagon is like a honeycomb cell. 6 sides, 6 angles. What do all those angles add up to? 720. The formula is n minus 2 times 180. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 is 720. If it is a regular hexagon, each angle is 120 degrees. Question 66. What is the area of a trapezoid with parallel sides of 6 and 10 and a height of 4? 32. The formula is 1/2 times the sum of the parallel sides times the height. 1/2 times 16 times 4. 32. Question 67. A cylinder has a radius of 3 and a height of 10. What is its volume? Imagine a soup can, a circle on the bottom, stretched upward. The volume is the area of that circle times the height, approximately 282.74. Pi times radius squared times height. Pi times 9 times 10. 90 pi. About 283 cubic units. Question 68. 2 angles are supplementary. One is 110 degrees. What is the other? 70 degrees. Supplementary angles add up to 180. 180 minus 110 is 70. Question 69. A right triangle has a hypotenuse of 13 and one leg of 5. What is the other leg? 12. 13 squared is 169. 5 squared is 25. 169 minus 25 is 144. Square root of 144 is 12. 5, 12, 13. A classic Pythagorean triple. Question 70. What is the diagonal of a rectangle that is 3 by 4? 5. The diagonal forms a right triangle. 3 squared plus 4 squared. 9 plus 16. 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Our old friend. 3, 4, 5. Question 71. A sphere has a radius of 6. What is its surface area? A sphere is like a ball, a perfectly round ball, and the surface area is how much wrapping paper you would need to cover it completely. Approximately 452.39. The formula is 4 pi r squared. 4 times pi times 36. 144 pi. About 452. That is a lot of wrapping paper. Question 72. What is the area of an equilateral triangle with side length 8? Approximately 27.71. The formula is square root of 3 over 4 times the side squared. Square root of 3 over 4 times 64. 16 times the square root of 3. Question 73. Two angles are complementary. One is 33 degrees. What is the other? 57 degrees. Complementary angles add up to 90. 90 minus 33 is 57. Complementary, like two puzzle pieces that fit together to make a right angle. 73 questions down. 27 to go. You are in the final stretch now. Can you feel it? The end is getting closer. But do not rush. Let us keep this nice and slow. Breathe in and out. Good. Powers and roots now. Numbers multiplied by themselves. Stacking multiplication. And then the reverse, undoing it, taking a big number and finding what was multiplied to get there. Like unbaking a cake, figuring out the ingredients from the finished product. Question 74. What is 2 to the 10th power? 2 doubled 10 times. Start small. 2, 4, 8, 16. Keep going. 1024. 2, 4, 8, 16. 32, 64. 128. 256. 512. 1024. That number comes up a lot in computers. A kilobyte is 1024 bytes. Powers of 2 are the language of digital machines. Question 75. What is the square root of 196? 14. 14 times 14 is 196. Question 76. What is 3 to the 4th power? 81. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. Question 77. What is the cube root of 1000? 10 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Question 78. What is 5 to the third power? 125. 5 times 5 is 25. Times 5 is 125. Question 79. What is the square root of 225? 15. 15 times 15. 225. Question 80. What is 4 to the fourth power? 256. 4 times 4 is 16. Times 4 is 64. Times 4 is 256. Question 81. What is the cube root of 27? 3. 3 times 3 times 3. 27. Question 82. What is 6 squared plus 8 squared? 100. 36 plus 64. 100. And the square root of that is 10. You have just done the Pythagorean theorem without even trying. Question 83. What is the square root of 400? 20. 20 times 20. 400. Clean, round, satisfying. 83 down. 17 left. You are so close now. The finish line is right there. But we are not sprinting. We are drifting toward it, gently, like a leaf floating downstream. Okay, a little trigonometry. Do not panic, remember. So katoa. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So, ka, toa. Say it with me in your head. So, ka, toa. Good. That is all you need. Question 84. In a right triangle, the opposite side is 3, and the hypotenuse is 5. What is the sine of the angle? 3/5, or 0.6. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. 3/5. Question 85. In a right triangle, the adjacent side is 4, and the hypotenuse is 5. What is the cosine of the angle? 4/5, or 0.8. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Question 86. What is the tangent of an angle if the opposite side is 7 and the adjacent side is 7? 1. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. 7/7 is 1. And the angle whose tangent is 1 is 45 degrees. Question 87. Sine of 30 degrees equals what? 1/2, or 0.5. One of those values worth memorizing. Question 88. Cosine of 60 degrees equals what? Also 1/2. Sine of 30 and cosine of 60 are the same. They are complementary angles. Question 89. In a right triangle, the angle is 45 degrees and the hypotenuse is 10. What is the length of each leg? A 45-degree right triangle has 2 equal legs, so both legs are the same. But what length? Approximately 7.07. Each leg is 10 times sine of 45. Sine of 45 is the square root of 2 divided by 2, about 0.707. times 10 is 7.07. Both legs are 7.07, equal and balanced. That is the beauty of a 45-45-90 triangle. Question 90. What is tangent of 0 degrees? 0. Sine of 0 is 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. 0 divided by 1 is 0. Question 91. A ladder leans against a wall at a 60-degree angle with the ground. The ladder is 12 feet long. How high up the wall does it reach? Approximately 10.39 feet. The wall height is the opposite side. Sine of 60 is approximately 0.866. Times 12 is about 10.39. So the ladder reaches about 10.33 feet up that wall. Enough to reach most second-story windows. 91 done. 9 more, single digits left. You have been lying here with your eyes closed doing math for almost an hour. That is kind of amazing. Whether you got every single one or only a handful, you stayed. You listened. You tried. That counts for everything. Last section. Sequences and patterns. What comes next? These are the most satisfying kind of question, I think. Your brain finds the pattern, locks in, and predicts the future, like a tiny superpower. Question 92. What is the next number in this sequence? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Each number doubles. Multiply by 2 each time. Question 93. What is the next number? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Do you recognize this? Each number is the sum of the 2 before it. 21. The Fibonacci sequence. 8 plus 13 is 21. This sequence shows up everywhere in nature. The number of petals on flowers, the spiral of pine cones, the curl of seashells. Math hiding in plain sight. Question 94. What is the next number? 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, 23. Add 4 each time. An arithmetic sequence with a common difference of 4. Question 95. What is the sum of the first 10 positive integers? 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way up to 10. Do not add them one by one. There is a beautiful shortcut. 55. The trick is to pair the numbers. 1 and 10 make 11. 2 and 9 make 11. 3 and 8 make 11. 4 and 7 make 11. 5 and 6 make 11. 5 pairs of 11. 5 times 11 is 55. This trick was supposedly discovered by a young boy named Gauss in school when his teacher tried to keep the class busy by having them add up all the numbers from 1 to 100. Gauss found the answer in seconds. The teacher was not amused. The answer, by the way, is 5050. Question 96. What is the next number? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Do you see it? These are numbers multiplied by themselves. 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, What is 7 times 7? 49. These are the perfect squares. 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared. And now 7 squared is 49. Perfect squares are everywhere in math. They are the building blocks, the stepping stones. Question 97. What is the next number? 2, 6, 18, 54, 162. Multiply by 3 each time. A geometric sequence with a common ratio of 3. 54 times 3 is 162. Question 98. What is the next number? 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21. These are called the triangular numbers. If you stack dots into triangles, 1 dot, then 3 dots in a triangle, then 6 in a bigger triangle. These are the totals. 28. The gaps increase by 1 each time. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7. 21 plus 7 is 28. The 8th triangular number. Question 99. What is the 20th term of the arithmetic sequence that starts at 5 with a common difference of 3? 5, 8, 11, 14, 62. The formula is a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d5 plus 19 times 3. 5 plus 57, 62. And question 100, the last one. Here it is, the grand finale. Make it count. What is the sum of all angles inside a triangle, plus the number of sides on a square, plus the value of pi rounded to the nearest whole number? 3 things. Add them together. 187. 180 degrees in a triangle, plus 4 sides on a square, plus 3 for pi rounded. 180 plus 4 plus 3. 187. A strange little number to end on, but I kind of like it. And that is 100. You made it. Every single one. All 100 questions. Take a second to just be proud of that. 100 math problems. No paper, no calculator, no peeking. Just you and your mind working together in the quiet dark. That is not nothing. That is actually really something. I do not know how many you got right. Maybe all of them. Maybe half. Maybe 10. It does not matter. Not even a little bit. What matters is that you were here, that you showed up, that you let your brain think quietly and gently in the dark for an hour. You challenged yourself. You stayed curious. You did not give up. Some of those questions were easy. Some were tricky. Some you probably answered before I even finished reading them. And some, maybe you did not get. That is okay. That is more than okay. That is how learning works. You bump into the things you do not know yet. And then next time, you know them. That is literally how every human who ever lived got better at anything. They tried. They stumbled. They tried again. So let your mind rest now. Let the numbers fade. Let the shapes dissolve. The triangles and circles and parabolas. Let them melt away like snow on warm ground. Let the equations untangle themselves and float off. Let everything go quiet. Breathe in nice and slow, and out, in and out, in and out. The numbers will be here tomorrow if you want them. They are not going anywhere. Pi will still be 3.14159. The Pythagorean theorem will still hold. 2 plus 2 will still be 4. They will wait for you, patiently, like old friends. If you are still awake, I am glad you stayed. Thank you for being here. Seriously, thank you. And if you are already drifting off, then I will let you go. Good night. You did beautifully. 100 questions. Eyes closed. No paper, just your brilliant, quiet mind. Good night.